Let's go. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, yeah, everybody now. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, yeah, everybody. Let's go. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, yeah, everybody now. Can we mix? Everybody. Yeah, yeah, everybody now. Let's go. Yeah, we living in the now. Yeah, 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 living in the now. Yeah, 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 we living in the now.
Hello. Oh, man, now y'all can hear me. Wow. One more time. Give it up. Thursday Night Live crowd. Woo! We're back. Thursday Night Live, Pasadena. I'm telling you, I every month, third Thursday, we're right here. I look forward to doing this show every month because Scandal is not on yet. So as soon as Scandal is on, we'll have a guest host. Well, thank y'all for coming out and joining us. We've been having a very hot week here in LA. Oh my God, it's been so hot. If for those of you who are looking, want to know how hot it has gotten here in LA in the last week, I used to live in the islands, and before I moved to LA, and before this week, I was a white guy. That's how hot it's been this past week, folks. So now check it out. I got a tan. I'm drinking 40s and dating white women. That's what's going on, folks. I'm kidding about the 40s. What else is going on? My son just started school again. The school system, they just started back, you know. He's in the 5th grade, you know. You know you're getting old when your 10-year-old comes to you and asks, hey, Daddy, did they have cars and trucks back in your day? Yes, they had cars and trucks back in your grandparents' day. You're grounded. I do the Uber thing. I drive for Uber when I'm not doing this show because, you know, TV doesn't pay as much as they make it out to be. So I drive for Uber, and I think everybody and their mom is driving for Uber now. I think the other day I saw LAPD doing Uber rides between arrests. So like, well, we're going our way. Just come on. We'll drop you off and pick him up. You ever been in handcuffs? Gas is really getting high now. It's getting high. I tell you, man. It's so high, I started doing my Uber pickups using the bus. That's how high gas has gotten. And now social dating for me is out. You know, gas is high, social media dating is out. I can't afford the dates. Had a lady told me, I met her online, she told me she don't put out until the 3rd date. So I'm like, okay, well, call me on the 3rd date, because I can't afford the first 2. So, well, I'm going to be your host for the rest of the evening. I'll be up here. We have a lot of funny talent coming up, funny talent, musician, whatever. When they come up here, you at home, you can enjoy them. You in the studio audience, make sure you show them your appreciation by laughing, clapping. Just do something. Don't just sit there and play on your phone, okay? With that out of the way, I'm going to bring up your first comedian. I just met this young man. He came all the way from New Orleans to be here tonight, folks. Give it up for the very talented Mr. Damian Augustus. Come on down. Did I say that correctly? I said it correct? Okay, go ahead.
How y'all doing? Thank y'all, thank you. Yeah, I came from New Orleans. I came a long way down here. And so I'm an import. I'm from New Orleans. And I've discovered, like, since I've been here in California that, like, rain is an actual event. Did y'all notice this? Like, everybody's like, yo, did you see the rain? Did you see the rain? Like, it rained? What? What happened? You remember? You know, and the thing about it is, like, the rain comes and goes so fast here, it feels like you're lying. You're like, oh my God, it's raining. Wait. Well, how did it get all wet? Like, yo, check out the street. And then it's all dried and evaporated and stuff. I don't know. But anyway, so I recently discovered I'm getting kind of old. I'm not as young as I used to be. I can't hang out with the young kids anymore. And, you really know when you're old, when you don't know the lingo of the young kids anymore. You know, we used to be like, back in my day, we used to say things like this. Have y'all ever heard this term, all the new kids are saying it, on fleek? Have you ever heard this thing? I have never heard this in my life. Apparently, on fleek means like on point. You're good. You're good to go. I didn't know this, right? And so one day, I had I'm a comedian, so as you can know, I don't get paid very much, and I'm poor. So I finally decided to splurge on myself, and I bought myself a nice $300 suit. I felt great. It was tailored for me. This is the first time I ever had something tailored to me. I'm walking out the store, like one of them old 70 dudes, like, you can tell by the way I use my walk. I was gone. I was good. Got to the corner. This little girl, about 9 years old, 7 or something. She runs up on me. She's like, "Oh my God, you on fleek." I'm like, "What? What'd you just call me? Hold up." I grabbed her. Like, "Where's your mama at?" You know when you're old, when you gotta get parents to solve the problems and stuff. I'm like, "Hey, where your mama at?" "Oh, look, excuse me, ma'am. Do you know what your daughter just called me? She said I'm on fleek." Now, I don't know what that means, but I know it ain't good. Look, this is the $300 suit. I just bought this. There's nothing fleek about this. I don't see how it could possibly be fleek. Now, you can go ahead and you're gonna let your child run around, call people fleek and stuff? That's just messed up. How about you go handle that? So, mom went out handling it. I had to go call my niece, like, "Excuse me, you know what on fleek means?" Like, "Oh, it's a good thing." Well, she right, I am on fleek. You can tell by the way I use my walk. Doing my thing. So since I've been out here in California, I recently discovered that there's something I really hate. And you know what I really hate the most? It's going to rich people's houses. And no, it's not because they got this like fancy big old building that I'll never be able to afford, or their garage can fit 2 of my houses in it. No, it's their bathrooms. I don't know if you ever tried to use a rich person's bathroom, but you have to have an instruction manual in order to figure out how to use everything in there. Like, because they have a competition where they're trying to make the best bathroom between each other. You ever walk into their bathroom like, "Oh my God, I gotta go. You walking in, the lights off, you looking for the light switch. Like, oh my, where did they move it? I'm like, "Hey, yo," you gotta yell to your friend, "Yo, how do you cut the light on, man?" He's like, "Oh, just talk to it. Talk to the bathroom. Cut on." And the lights cut on and everything. I'm like, "Oh my God, are you serious?" Went to the toilet, tried to lift it up, and I'm like, "Oh, rise." And finally the toilet rises and stuff. I remember I walked into one bathroom. It was crazy. I actually stepped into a jungle. It was crazy. I walked in there, I'm like, "What?" They had his own sun and everything. Had trees, a waterfall. I'm like, "What?" Then I had to go back to my African roots because the toilet was a tree. So I had to actually use a tree for the first time. I'm like, "Oh, man." And I'm like, "Yo, where's the toilet paper?" He's like, "Use the leaf." I'm like, "What?" Had to make sure it wasn't like poison ivy and stuff. Had to consult my book, Google and stuff. It was crazy. And so then after I done my business, did all that good stuff, I had tried to figure out where you wash your hands at, because he doesn't have a sink, this person. It turns out you're supposed to use the waterfall. Now, I was afraid to use the waterfall because he told me there was like an anaconda that comes out every now and again, so I stayed away. I just shook his hands with poo hands, that's all. Understandable, right? Yeah, no, it's fair. And so I used to live in Japan for a while too as well, and in Japan, they have really smart toilets, even the poor people, and they have like super duper smart toilets. They're so smart, I actually got into a fight with one of these toilets. So I was really drunk one day, and I needed to use it, and they had this little bar where they have options, wash your hands, seat warming. I'm like, "Oh, seat warmer." Press the seat warmer. I'm standing there all drunk, like, ugh. And so I put my weight on it, and then this little thing comes out and it shoots at me. I'm like, "Oh my God," I'm drowning and stuff. My friend had to come in and told me I cut the bidet on, actually. So that's crazy. That's my time. Thank y'all. Damien Augustus.
Damien Augusta. Wait a minute. So you hanging out with rich folks? Why you broke then? Man, if I had friends that were rich, man, ask them to, you can put a bed in the bathroom or something. That's what I would do. One more time for Damien Augusta, folks. Hanging out with rich folks over here. Man, I have yet to meet one rich folks I can actually talk to and hang out in the bathroom. All right. Your next performer, she's been here before, came all the way from Long Beach, folks. Give it up for the very talented Ms. Leah Wyman. Give it up for her. Thank you for coming back, Leah.
Hey there. So, I'm Jewish. Any other Jewish people here? One? Okay. Yeah, they usually only let in a few at a time. Yeah, they don't want us like putting our money together and buying the place. Because we're taking over everything. I found out recently there's actually a plant called a wandering Jew. I had no idea, but there is. It's a plant. It's called a wandering Jew. Like, what happens if you smoke it? Do you feel guilty? I don't know, interesting stuff. But I grew up in a neighborhood where I was the only Jew, so it was this all like Christian neighborhood. And I always heard I was going to hell when I died because I don't believe in Jesus. It's true. I heard that all the time. You don't believe in Jesus, you're going to hell. And I always grew up thinking, oh my God, all Jews go to hell. So can you imagine how nice it must be by now? I mean, we probably got like air conditioning put in, wall-to-wall carpeting, teach the devil some Ponzi schemes, keep the money coming in. The devil's like, damn, I could learn something from you people. You're smart. I didn't even think of that. And I am Satan. Yeah, sad stuff. So I'm guessing no one's ever been to Israel, right? Good guess, just me? Okay, no one's going to admit to that, yeah. No, I went recently, and you know what I found there? An Israeli sex shop. They have them there, just like we have them here. But really think about that for a minute, though. What would a Jewish sex shop be like? And they probably always have a sale, right? Or at least coupons. An awesome clearance rack. But, like, what about all the edibles? Would they have to be kosher? I don't know. Kind of interesting. But the flight back was this, like, 11-hour flight from hell because there were kids running around everywhere, that kind of plane where it's just, like, all kids all the time. I don't know why. Jews have a lot of kids. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to make a bigger army or something. I don't know. But I think it's interesting because when you fly with an animal, you have to make a reservation in advance because they only allow 2 animals per plane per flight. It's true. I just think it'd be awesome if they did something like that with kids, right? Like, let the first 2 on board, put the rest in with luggage. I mean, they're small. They don't need a lot of oxygen. And, if they didn't make it, you could just get freaking flyer miles. Oh, Joey didn't make it. Want to go to Hawaii? Yeah, too mean, just me? All righty, interesting stuff. But, also, it's interesting traveling to another country. I found out they actually have kidnapping insurance. It's true. What a sign of our times. How sad have we gotten? There's insurance you can buy in case you're kidnapped. How does that even work? Like, you get kidnapped and then you give the guy your insurance card? And then he, calls the 800 number and hears that recording. Hello, and thank you for calling Aflac. If you'd like to pay your premium, press 1. If you'd like to inquire about our auto rates, press 2. If you're a drug lord with a live hostage, press 3. Enter now. And then he gets put on hold, and you're like, oh, damn. He gets put through to the call center in India. Hello, how can I help you? Would you like a Slurpee? I'm like, oh, God. Don't frustrate this guy. That really doesn't help me. And, what happens if the drug lord wants more money than your insurance company thinks you're worth? That would be awkward, yeah. Well, we actually don't think Mr. Jones is worth quite that much, so yeah, go ahead and shoot. We're fine. But thank you for calling, and we hope to have your business in the future. Yeah. So something I noticed here in LA a lot that's gotten very trendy is this whole designer dog thing. Have you seen this? Everyone has to have a dog from a breeder that's absolutely perfect and carried around a little purse. Yeah, it's just so interesting. It's like, oh, he has to be a purebred. I just like, oh, bitch, please, you're not even a purebred. I mean, it's true. If they're from LA, they probably have, a dad that's half Italian, half Jewish. Mom's probably part Chinese, part Japanese, part Scientology, whatever. But the doggy has to have official papers. It's like, really? Because I'm pretty sure your mate doesn't have official papers, and you let her in the house. But she's cheap labor for you, so I guess that's okay. You know what? The little pound puppy would probably be cheap labor, too. They'd probably, lick your face and sniff you for free anytime you want. Interesting. So economy's bad. We all know that, right? Look where we are. Free show on Thursday. Watching at home. Couldn't afford the gas. Yay. But you know what's happening is the president's approval ratings go down because of this economy. He may actually have to have an affair just to boost him. I don't think he would, though, and it's nice. I think he's going down in history as our first president not to cheat on his wife. I mean, 2 reasons. First, I think he loves Michelle. Second of all, she would probably just mess him up. She's tough. Have you seen those arms? Oh, my God, she wouldn't tolerate that. Right? I mean, you just know, in the bedroom, he probably tries to get all presidential with her. She just shoots his skinny butt right down. I could see him waking her up in the middle of the night. Hey, baby, how would you like to bang the leader of the free world? She's like, why? Is he here? Ooh, right? Yeah, Vladimir Putin, send him in. Ooh, did I say that? I got to be careful. There's going to be a drone, following me home, right? True story. They went out to dinner a while back, a couple months ago. His credit card got rejected. That's hilarious. Yeah, I admire the waitress who told him. That took guts. I think I would have comped in that cheeseburger. All right, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
Miss Leah Wyman, all the way from Long Beach, California. You really from Long Beach?
Yes, I am. Well, over the last 7 or 8 years. Before then, I can't tell you.
Why not? You have
It's
to
a
kill me?
secret.
Kill me.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Witness protection kind
I
of
hate when
thing.
people tell me that. You ever ask somebody something, they go, I can't tell you, I'd have to kill you. Just kill me. I want to know. One more time for Leah, folks. Give it up for her. You put it up. All the way from Long Beach, man. Are you a Crip? I don't know. I don't even know, man. I don't understand this Crip blood, all that stuff. Right? And, I just don't know. Your next performer, I met him about a month ago, and I thought he owned the place when I first got there. And then he went up, and I'm just a comic, but he was all in his suit and everything. You're just a comic, but he looked the part. So I invited him out here tonight. Very funny guy, all the way from Hollywood. That's how far he came from, Hollywood. Mr. Mark Kushner. Did I say it correctly? All right.
Of course, bro. All right. Give it up for Thursday night. What is this? Thursday Night Live, huh? Yeah. So I was married. That's about the right amount of applause for that. Married for 13 years. It kind of reminded me of that movie, 12 Years a Slave. I'm serious, man. I was doing all the work around the house, you know? I learned how to darn socks. You even know how to darn socks? I'd always get in trouble because I'd never compliment her about how she looked in her sweatpants, you know? I got the biggest beatings for that. But I tell you, I don't know. It was rough. Marriage is not for everyone. So I don't recommend it for you, and I'm not going to recommend it for me again, see? But I tried to escape. You know, I tried to run away. I looked for the Underground Railroad. I was looking for everything, boy. But I never got that far because the neighbors would tell on me. Be like, hey, ain't that your Negro up there trying to escape? And I'd have to apologize to my wife and say, Miss Ann. Her name was Claudia, but it's the same principle. Yeah, but marriage is not for everyone. I had 2 kids. Yeah. All it proves is that we had sex twice. I'm serious. There's no sex in a marriage, right? They have gay marriage that's passed, right? Now, you guys can applaud for that. Yeah, applaud for that. Now they can see what it's like. Because the guy told me, he said, I said, you're real happy about this. He said, oh, yes, I'm happy. I'm very happy. I was like, oh, great, wonderful. I said, do you enjoy sex? He says, yes, I enjoy sex. I said, well, you're better off going to prison, my brother. That's where you'll get, because a marriage is solitary confinement. Oh, got some oohs. Rough. This is rough. Now, my wife and I, we met in high school. We didn't really know each other that well, because I was very popular. Now, I know looking at me, popular. No, I was part of the House Negro crew, that clique, right? I was the light-skinned Negroes was in, I was looking like Prince. And then when I got married, I looked like the, Prince formerly known as Prince. And now I'm just looking like Al Roker. And now, here's what's happening in your neck of the woods. It's crazy. It's crazy. My wife grew up in a cult, the people who knock on your doors on Saturdays. No, anybody? Okay, good. Because I don't want to offend anybody, but hey, they was crazy. They don't have any fun. They don't celebrate anything. You guys know they don't celebrate birthdays. They don't celebrate Christmas. They just have no fun. And that's what my wife brought to the marriage, that whole no fun zone. I tried to celebrate her birthday once. Got her nice birthday cake from 31 Flavors, right? Picked out the perfect flavor of ice cream, Rocky Road, to symbolize our marriage, right? And she got so upset, she ran off and cried and left the cake. The cake melted. I said, why would you do that? And it became a Tres Leches cake, so it's still good. It's still delicious. She never got my kids' birthdays right either. She'd always get what I call those mistake cakes. Like, it would never say happy or birthday on it. Like, she got a cake that said Bon Voyage. Like, what is this nonsense? Remember, one time she made this cake. She didn't even like making a cake. She wanted to be practical, so she made a birthday casserole. string bean casserole. Still hot. Put the candles in there. Candles and birthday, candles and casserole don't mix, you know what I'm saying? Man, my daughter said, oh, Daddy, what should I wish for? I said, wish for a darn birthday cake, God darn it. And hopefully, you get a stepmother named Maria. She won't forget your birthday. She'll never forget. Yeah. I don't know. It's rough too, because when we finally broke up, when the marriage was finally over, she tried to kill me. She tried to stab me. Right, chased me outside with a butcher knife. She said, I'm gonna help you meet your maker. So I'm living back home with my parents. Y'all don't want to do it, man. Y'all don't want to live back with two 80-year-old people. The problem was, I would have been fine, but I didn't get my old room back. Hey, you guys been great. I appreciate you. Keep tuned in.
Give it up for Kush. I remember what it is I remembered about you, man. Just listening to you and all these marriage stories, man, I'm like, I'm never getting married. I don't want to wind up like Kush back at home with my parents, not even in my own room. One more time for Kush, folks. It ain't easy. I tell all my friends that are married to watch the TV show Snapped, because that's how the wives going to try to kill him right there. It's a really bad sign when you see like women watching this show with taking notes. Okay, let's see now. Not a good sign. Watching the show with a notepad. Okay, your next comedian came. I asked him where he's from. He told me he's from Oakland. Same CD as Can't Touch This. No. Give it up for Q Goth. Let him hear it. Break a leg, man.
Sorry about that. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Nice to be here. I got 7 aunts, so I learned some things about relationships, like number 1, never end a relationship with a black woman while she's cooking grits, because it might get a little sticky. And I remember like one of my aunts, right? I remember like she thought her man was cheating on her. She didn't have any concrete video proof, but she thought her man was cheating on her. So she took a pot of boiling hot grits and poured it right on top of his Jerry curl, right? And man, you ever seen hot grits on a Jerry curl, right? It's like putting popcorn in the microwave, right? This brother's head was on and popping, right? And he was just screaming and hollering, ah, ah, ah. And my aunt was just standing there, right? She was like, you never should have cheated on me. You never should have cheated on me. And he was looking at her like, no, I never should have met your crazy ass, right? And I remember I was like 8 or 9 at the time, and I was sitting at the table eating a bowl of Fruity Pebbles with 1% skim milk. And this man was in all this pain and agony, and I felt that I had to do something. So I took that bowl of Fruity Pebbles with 1% skim milk, and I poured it right on top of his Jerry Grits curl. And the brother's head just erupted like a volcanic explosion. Poof! And Grits and Jerry curl were just on the ceiling, right? And listen, it did bring him some relief, but the bottom line is, listen, he's going to have a lifetime membership to the hair club for men, right? I went to do my taxes, and I took my 10-month-old with me, right? And there was a lot of black women in this establishment where you get your taxes done. And, women, they just naturally, they gravitate to little kids, right? And one lady, right, she was looking at my son, and she was saying hello, and then she looked at me, then she looked back at my son, then she looked at me again, and she said to me, that's a big piece of meat. And I'm thinking like, is this the tax place, or is this the butcher shop? I mean, I'm confused. And then another lady, about 5 minutes later, this other black lady, right? She was like saying hello to my son, like, hi, how you doing, how you doing? Then she said, oh, he's so sexy. Again, I'm thinking like, is this the tax place or Chippendales? I mean, it's not like my son took off all his clothes and started popping his diaper, right? I mean, I'm like, what's going on? I guess they mean well. But just think if like a grown man had said something like that about a 10-month-old little girl, right? People be like, man, you about to get your ass whooped. Like, I hope your medical premium is paid up because you about to get your ass whooped. And kids are so cute. I mean, kids are very cute. And like, babies are so cute, right? Because just think about it. Like, some of the most notorious figures in history were once upon a time they were born cute babies, like Genghis Khan, Omar Gaddafi, right? Joseph Stalin, Idi Amin, George W. Bush, Adolf Hitler. Can you imagine like when Adolf Hitler was born, right? Like the nurses was like, oh, he's such a cute little baby. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, he's so cute. Except for that little mustache. Somebody get some shaving cream and a Bic. We're going to have to shave that off before he start doing some evil stuff. Now, the only exception to the rule, in my opinion, would be Flavor Flav. Like, I'm sure when he was born, like, the doctor was like, oh, wow, okay, here you go, Miss Flav. Here's your lump of coal. Yeah, I know, it's what you got for last Christmas. But I'm only the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Some of these media sound bites, right? You ever hear these media sound bites? Maybe they trip me out, right? Because it's called the tease, actually, right? And it's meant to get you to stay tuned or don't turn the channel at all, right? They had this one, right? The guy comes on with the voiceover. He says, they come out at night. They've got guns, and they come to kill. Tune in at 11. I'm like, tune in at 11? How about call the freaking police so they can go and kill them? Wow, it's crazy. My name is Q Garth. I appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Q Garth, folks. So what's the Q for, man? What's the Q?
Q stands for quality.
Hey, quality in. That's good. That's good. Give it up for Mr. Quality. Wow. I'm a J Hodge. J stands for just. I don't know. You know, something about Q. Quincy, JQ, QJ. The Q. I'm going to add a Q to my name. Just kind of class it up some. What's the Q for? Quality in. All right, this next lady I recently met within the last month or two. I don't know. She's been on everything. She's been on Last Comic Stand-In. She's been on Comic View. But what I like about her is her energy. Every time I see her, she's smiling. I'm like, what the hell are you on? I want some of that. Give it up for Miss Nancy Bellany.
Thank you, Jeff. Oh my goodness, it's heavy. I got some muscles now. Oh my God. Yes, my name is Nancy Bellany, and I'm gonna spell that for you guys, my last name. That's Bellany. See, I just recently changed the spelling of my last name because I got tired of people calling me Nancy Baloney. You know? I always hated when my pastor did that. Sister Baloney, ha! Green eggs and ham, ha! Sister Baloney, ha! Dr. Seuss, ha! Sister Baloney, ha! I got the right word for you, ha! I'm like, no, you have the wrong word, because it's Bellany, ha! Ain't no sense, man. Oh. But anyway, I'm from New York City. We have any New Yorkers in the house tonight? Woo-woo! Yeah, I was born in New York. And then my family decided to move to Haiti. You know? Who does that? Yeah. That's like living in Beverly Hills and then moving to Lancaster. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I don't have a lot of memories about living in Haiti, But one thing I do recall is that I used to take a bath in an ice bucket, you know? And this is before the ice bucket challenge, ladies and gentlemen. We were the first ones. Eventually, we moved back to New York, you know, because somebody stole the ice bucket. You know? That's so simple. If I knew it was that easy, I'd have somebody steal that bucket a long time ago, you know? Made no sense. All right, now, I hear you. And I just recently had a baby. Thank you. Thank you. 9 years ago. Thank you. Yeah. Feels like yesterday, you know? And this is my third baby, all right? And having a baby is the most excruciating pain a woman can go through, okay? With my first baby, I went into labor. I screamed, "Nurse!" In walks a nurse from China. She said, "Oh, you too loud. You be quiet. You scare patients." Oh. And then she gave me a manicure, you know. Yeah. "You like flour?" Yeah. With my second baby, I went into labor pains. I said, "Bloody Mary, help me." In jumps a nurse from the valley. She says, "Well, I gave you anesthesia, so shut up." I'm like, okay. I didn't learn my lesson, y'all. I went ahead and I had a third baby. And I go into my labor pains. "Help, help, nurse, help." In comes a nurse from Mexico. She said, "Mija, you're gonna have this baby in 3 pushes like a strong Mexican." I said, that would be nice, because if there's any time I'd want to be a strong Mexican, it is now. Okay? So I push. She said, "Uno." Her whole family shows up with a quinceañera. I push. She said, "Dos." Mariachi band starts playing. Ding, 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 ding. I push. She said, "Tres." Out comes the baby. She catches it and wraps it up in a blanket like a burrito. I said, "Suavemente, suavemente." She was nice. Nurse Lupita. On my way over here, y'all, I met a male friend. He said, "Nancy, you can tell how big a woman's coochie is by how big her mouth is." I said, "Ew, is that so?" Okay. I know about them Kegels. Thank you, y'all. My name is Nancy Bellany. Keep it going for our host.
Miss Bellany. Good job. Give it up for Nancy, a.k.a. Miss Baloney. I like that. Yeah, I like Miss Baloney. Man, who's calling you Baloney? Come on, if somebody call me Baloney. Did they even sing the song, "My Baloney Has a First Name"? Nancy, did they sing the Baloney song to you? Those. My baloney has a first name, it's O-S-C-A-R. My baloney has a second name, it's... See, you should have named like Q Baloney. That would have really raised the quality of baloney. All right, gonna keep it rolling. Your next performer, she's been here before many times. How many shows have you done now, Yvonne? You've done like what? This is your 5th show? Probably a 5th show. Okay, well, you know what? At this point, we just invite Yvonne down. Just you're not coming next. We're not going to be here next week, next month. Okay, we're not going to be here next month. Please welcome to the stage again our regular Miss Yvonne Norte. Did I say correctly this time? It took me like 5 times. Have fun. 5 times, Yvonne. Come on.
Hello, human beings and human beings. How you guys doing? All you red, white, and blue people. You okay? That's good. Shake the hands with the person on your left. Tell them hello. Give them some love. Shake their hand. Now slap them in the face on the right and say, "I'm going to get even with you for last year, what you did to me." No? Yeah, I was talking about grandparents, how times have changed now. 95 years ago, a grandparent, if you think of them, they'd be a white-haired person sitting in a rocking chair knitting or crocheting, glasses on, and usually humming, near the old rugged cross. Now a great-grandparent is a person sitting in a chair, smoking a rock and rocking to the music. Say, pass it on. But times have really changed. It's like, if you guys have grandkids, let's give them triple drinks. How many of you have grandkids? None of you? Great-grandkids? So I'm the oldest one here, huh? But you're really getting old when your kids have more gray hair than you. And only your hairdresser knows for sure. That's for sure. But I remember a long time ago, like people used to have like 10, 15 kids. This was like my great-grandmother on back. They didn't have birth control. And they didn't even have TV, so they had more time. They used what they called then the rhythm method. They would sit and make love against a stereo all night long. And people had big families. And then in the 50s, they invented the birth control pill. And then women started putting the birth control pills right on the bedside table. They eat them like candy. Yes, honey, give me some more. So it's like times have changed when it comes to Planned Parenthood. But I say children are a blessing, but who wants to be blessed all your life, at least every 22 months with a pregnancy? Would you guys do that? Would you already told your story, right? Jamaican Bahama mama, whatever she is, boy. Torn between New York and, what'd you say, Lancaster? Something else. But I remember way back, the grandmothers used to say, everybody wants to be, when they're younger, they want to be older. You ask them how old they are, they said 12 and a half, or 17 and a half, almost 18, or 20 and a half, almost 21. But when you get to be past 50, do you hear people say, oh, I'm 58, almost 59, or I'm 65, almost 66, or 89, almost 90. People just aren't proud of being old, but I think you should be proud of it. Oh, my hair dye is dripping right now on my coat. Give me a towel, Jeff. But sometimes, it's like when people look at you and they say, well, if you're old, that's not a good thing. But it's like now, it's like, have you gotten so old instead of your grandkids saying, ring around the Rosie, they'll play ring around the vajayjay. It's just hanging down there. And you don't want to say it's from age, but that's what could happen. So I don't have too much more to say tonight, but I want you guys to keep sending people down here to this KPAS station, the Royal Channel, and come on down and interview, and come on and entertain, okay? So I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you.
Yvonne Norte, folks. Thank you, Yvonne. You've been here 5 times. I told you to stay right here. You walk all the way over there. The camera people are literally outside shooting your show. One more time, Yvonne Norte. I think I messed up her name. Oh, man, it's not easy, man. I got to go Uber. I can't stay much longer. I got to go Uber, pick some people up. The next performer, they're flying in from all over, folks. They're flying in from all over. Your next performer came all the way from the islands, man. Give it up for Mr. Jabari Gale. You really from the island, man? My parents are. So you're not. You're like a fake islander. Oh, my God.
What you want? How are you people doing today? So, I love a mother. I love a mother that's concerned about their child's safety, Because they're worried about their child's safety. They want to make sure they're all right. That is why you are alive today, people in TV world. But my mom, my mom is a Caribbean Jamaican mother, okay? That means she worries about everything, okay? Like, just to be clear with you, my mom thinks that any little thing that happens, that's a sign that Jesus is coming. Like, I don't know why my mom says this. She feels like Jesus is going to come to California first. Why? I don't know, okay? Don't know at all. Anyways, my mom When I told her I was moving to California, she's like, Lord God, Jabari, you're moving to California? Lord God, Jesus is coming and I don't think you're ready. You know what? I hate people that come to California that don't live here and they feel like any earthquake size is like the biggest one in the world. Like my mom, when she heard that there was a 1.5 earthquake, she thought it was Armageddon, right? My mom called me because she was looking on the news. She was like, Jabari, you hear said the 1.5 earthquake is tearing down the building? I said, Mommy, 1.5. You calling me, waking me up, and my phone vibrating is bigger than a 1.5 earthquake. Okay? Matter of fact, did you hear my Mexican neighbors upstairs celebrating Cinco de Mayo? La cucaracha, la cucaracha. That's a 3.5 earthquake. And by the way, Jesus is coming to Mexico first, okay? The crazy thing is that I'm a grown man, right? I pay my own bills and I pay my mom bills. Why my mom talk to me like I'm 7 years old? Like my mom, she was like, I told my mom I'm coming to Jamaica to come chill with the family. She was like, all right, Jabari, make sure you pack your 3 pairs of socks, your 3 pairs of underwear, and make sure you pack your T-shirts too. Oh yeah, don't forget the fishnet T-shirt. Fishnet T-shirt? Mom, what is a fishnet T-shirt? He said, you know, the T-shirt, you know, you show the look of nipple them and you show the areola and stuff. What? I was like, Mommy, okay, why do I got to make sure I pack my fishnet T-shirt? You have to make sure you pack your fishnet T-shirt just in case the plane might crash. You want to show Jesus that you're fishers of men. One person got it. Cool. All right. The thing about my family is that I got a crazy brother, right? His name is Mikey. He's been in prison for 20 years of his life. Now, with Mikey, he has the prison body, right? You know, the Superman chest at the top, Lois Lane legs at the bottom, you know? I was going to introduce you guys and let you guys know that he got like a deep voice, like, what up, homie? But I'll be lying. Mikey sounds like Dora the Explorer sidekick named Boots, but Jamaican Boots. Like, you can't even take him serious until he punches you in your chest, right? Give me my money! Like, I let him listen to some, like, gangster movies and stuff like that, and all he does is like, King Kong don't got nothing on me, right? I let him listen to Dr. Dre album. He was like, smoke weed every day. The thing about Mikey, right, is that he didn't realize, like, technology changed back in 1995. We in 2014. So he feels like, okay, he got mad at me because he was like, my VHS tape, his VHS tape don't play on my VCR. I'm like, dude, that's a Blu-ray player, man. It was like, oh, it's broke. Then he gonna get mad at me talking about, oh, meet me on the yard. I'm like, are you talking about mommy's front porch? So the thing about Mike is that he likes to give his, like, his brain still processes this thing like he's still in prison, right? So for him, like, he tries to show his appreciation by giving favors. Like, I let him use my cell phone. He was like, yo, how many cartons of cigarettes do I owe you for that 3-minute phone call? That's not even the bad part. The bad part about it is that he's still trying to figure out where to pay his beeper bill. You guys have a nice day. My name is Jabari Gale. Follow me at JabariGale.com.
Mr. Jabari from the islands. Thanks for coming, man.
Thank you.
Man, Jamaica. I'm from the islands too. Catalina. It's a little closer, but hey, it's an island. We got golf carts over there. When I heard Jabari, at first I thought he was the basketball player. You know, I was like, wow, I'm gonna butter him up. He might need a traveling comic. Hey. But no, he's a struggling comic too. Okay, I think we got one more comic left, the rest of them, and then we get to go home. I'm going to Uber all these comics home tonight. It's going to be a hell of a bill. Your next comic, I've had him here before. We met, where did I meet? Oh, I met him at an open mic, but then I found out we go to the same church. So my mom likes him. My mom likes anything with church. I could tell my mom I won $1 million, I went to church on Sunday. Guess which one she's going to be more happiest with? I went to church on Sunday. The only thing would be better is I won $1 million while I was in church. That's the only thing that would top. I went to church on Sundays. Yeah, this guy, very funny. Give it up to Mr. Jeremy Scipio.
Cut it, DJ. Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah. You tried, that's cool. Get right into it. To say black people can be bad with money, I disagree. I feel like black people don't value money the same, you know what I mean? Like, to us, it's just paper. You know, if you want black people to value money, I say switch the currency. Switch the currency to Jordans. Black people are great with Jordans, you know what I mean? Like, hey man, how much is your rent, man? Oh man, it's just 3 Jordans. Like, what? Mine is 5. I gotta move where you live. Be like, hey man, these the new 401k Jordans. 401k Jordans, what does it do, man? I can run 401 miles and retire. How much gas costs, man? Gas high as hell. How much it costs, man? 13, what? $13? No. 13, number 13 Jordans, gold edition. Like, oh, I got one of those in my closet. It's perfect. But you know, if Jordans would be the currency, you got to have debt. I feel like Jordans is the currency, then debt would be Shaq's. I feel like if you don't pay your taxes like 3 years in a row, Uncle Sam come knock on your door. Poof, poof, poof. Poof, poof, poof. What, man? You ain't pay your taxes. What? Oh, man, I got the Jordans right here. That's last year's edition. We don't want those anymore. You either go to jail for 3 months or you have to put these Shaqs on. I'll take the Shaqs. Oh, man. Put these Shaqs on. Shaqs honestly aren't that bad. It's just you lose the ability to jump and shoot free throws. So you just like, oh dang, man, I can't even. You gotta just limp everywhere. Like just lose the ability to jump. It sucks. I feel like if Jordans is the currency and Shaqs is debt, then Wesley Snipes would be wearing combat boots in this one. You guys are terrible for following along with that. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. Hold your applause, people, please. Nobody cares about Cincinnati. I see it in your hearts. Being from Cincinnati, I never really had hometown pride. You know, like people are really proud to be from some dangerous areas. You know, like Chicago. Like Chicago's crazy. I mean, I remember driving to Chicago. It had a little billboard that said 478 deaths this year. The sign flipped over and said, "You're next." I'm like, how you invite people? That's not an invitation to a city. Chicago's the only city that give you a gun at the airport. Hey, welcome to Chicago. Here, you need this. You just take this. I always wanted to be from Detroit. Detroit's an amazing city. Detroit is the only city I have a better credit score than. Detroit is so dope. I think people have hometown pride, like too much hometown pride. You ever meet somebody with too much hometown pride? You know, like, I say this is cool. Like, Pittsburgh, yeah. Steelers Nation. Like, that's too much. I need you to chill on your home. Why are you yelling? You know, it's not even at a football game or anything, you know. People have hometown pride for dumb reasons, you know. Like, you ever heard this one? Like, I'm from Pittsburgh, born and raised. You know what born and raised means? People always want to take credit for something they had nothing to do with. Born and raised means you're proud of a place your parents smashed and stayed. And you want credit for it. You don't get credit for that. It's like more than hometown pride. What I understand is the concept of American pride. People are so proud to be Americans. They say cocky things like, I'm American. These guys are coming over here. They're taking our land. They're taking our jobs. They're taking our resources. I'm like, yo, what's more American just popping over to a country, taking people's land, jobs, and natural resources? Most American thing I can think of. Other than me getting pulled over on the way over here. That's the most American thing I can think of. I don't know if you guys heard they took down the Confederate flag. Kind of dope. I thought it was cute. I'll believe it when they take down the Cleveland Indians flag or the Washington Redskins flag, or I don't know, the American flag, symbols of racism. Thank you. No. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Star Spangled Banner, like spangled. Like, have you ever used the term spangled? What does spangled mean? Spangled sounds like a pair of slave handcuffs. Like, come back here and put these spanglers on, boy. I got the spanglers on and the shacks. This is messed up. I can't go nowhere. It's terrible. What does on fleek mean? I'm confused. Everybody's on fleek nowadays. All women, everybody's on fleek. Eyebrows on fleek, eyelashes on fleek, nose on fleek, chin on fleek. On fleek must mean look like Michael Jackson. I'm convinced. That's what it has to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody looks like Michael Jackson. I think that's what a lot of women think beauty is looking like him. But it's so funny, like, every woman looks totally different, but Michael Jackson's looks changed so much. Every woman can look totally beautiful, be on fleek, and look like Michael Jackson all at the same time. I just point to him, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, let's see, I got this, Off the Wall. Thriller album, bad. Dangerous Tour. I seen this one chick, she look like Michael Jackson now. That's not funny, man. If Michael Jackson heard that, he'd be spinning in his grave. That was whack, thank you. He'd be moonwalking in his grave if he heard that. I can't moonwalk. You're not gonna get that out of me. I was always confused by the moonwalk anyway, like, honestly. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. Like, the moonwalk, like, that's not moonwalking. Like, I've seen moonwalking. It's more like this little weird jumping thing. I don't know how walking backwards is considered moonwalking. I never understood that. That's terrible. I got pulled over recently. My cop. The cop goes, license registration. So I hand it to him. He goes, hey, son, you seem nervous. I goes, because I am nervous. So why are you nervous? I was like, because I'm a black man, you're a cop, and this is L.A. He goes, oh, don't give me that. No, you take that. That's a legit fear. Everybody knows it's black hunting season. But the cop was actually a great cop. He gave me a ticket. I know you're thinking like, yo, that's messed up. He gave you a ticket. Why you call him a great cop? But a lot of people don't know this. But for a black man in L.A., a ticket is a new warning. It's not like the good old days where they just kick your butt and let you go home. No. I feel like for a black man in L.A., you either pay a ticket or you end up on a T-shirt. So I feel like $60 is a cheap price to pay for Al Sharpton not to speak at my funeral. That's all I'm saying. I don't want Al Sharpton not to speak at my funeral. He was a good kid. Like, can't be good and alive? Better question. What do you put in your hair, man? It's been looking the same for 30 years. I don't know how that's possible. Terrible. I don't know how to speak to cops. My friend know how to speak to cops. We got pulled over. I was in the back seat. It was 3 of us. That's probable cause already. Cop pulls us over. He goes, license registration. He goes, man, why you pulling us over? He said, you ran a red light. He said, I want to speak to your manager. And they got the manager. It's almost like they messed up our order at McDonald's. Like, the manager, like, how do you get the, I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you mean to tell me that's what I've been doing wrong this whole time? I mean, next time I see a cop, I'm going to just start running. He'll be like, stop or we'll shoot. I'll be like, let me speak to your manager. Like, oh, he got us. Who taught him the secret? Who taught him how to read? That's terrible. You know what I hate? Police horses. What do they do? What are their purpose? I don't understand. Like, seriously, what do they do? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? A car has like 500 horses. A horse can't keep up with that. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's not solving no crimes or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to commit a crime near a police horse and just see what happens. I just imagine a cop be on the horse like, calm down, boy, just calm down. Calm down. What was that? Let's get him, boy. He be shaking. Stupid. I was raised in a single-parent household, and I heard some news that disturbed me recently. They said single-parent households are considered dysfunctional families. First of all, I feel like that's wrong. Like, single parenting has to be the hardest job to do on this planet. Am I right, everybody? Besides single parenting, raised some champions. I think people forget. People like LeBron James was raised in a single-parent household. Not just him, Olympic gold medalist Michael Phelps was raised in a single-parent household. Bill Clinton, Tom Cruise. See, white people were raised in single-parent households also. Even our current president, Barack Obama, was raised in a single-parent household. Matter of fact, I can't wait to have kids just so I can leave them, just so they can be somebody. Wait for my son to win an award at Nobel Peace Prize. Be like, yeah, I did it. Like, no, son, we did it. Like, who are you? I'm your dad. Where you been my whole life? Look, son, I did that for you. Did that for us so we can be on top. You're not special. It's tradition. My dad left me. I'm leaving you. If you love your kids, you'll leave them too. That's how good parenting works. That's how good parenting works. Come to think of it, God is the best father I can think of, and I've never seen him either. That's how good parenting works. That's how good parenting works. All right, my name is Jeremy Scipio, guys. I really appreciate it. Get back up for your host, Jeff Hodge.
Mr. Scipio. Man. Yeah, you might need to do Uber, man. You're getting pulled over too much, dude. You know, just, I don't know. Well, that's our show, folks. We're here once a month, every third Thursday of the month. September, we'll be here September 17th. So tell your friends, tell your talented friends to come down and join us next month, September 17th. How about another big hand for all the talent y'all see tonight? Folks, you guys been great. My name is Jeff Hart. Thank you all, and good night.
I be living in the now, making everybody say wow. Never say never, I'ma show you how. Yeah, the rhymes on my flip, loud. I be living in the now, making everybody say wow. Never say never, I'ma show you how. Yeah, the rhymes on my flip, loud. I be living in the now.